Let's go back to that little place where we used to go in the summer days. We dip.
Hi guys, it's Brooklyn from Brooklyn and Bailey, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my daily makeup routine because it was very highly requested from all of you, and I'm so excited to show you this. It's just going to be a very natural look that I do for my everyday makeup, and I'm super excited, so let's get started. The first thing I do is pull my hair out of my face, that way I can apply my makeup without it getting in the way, and then I actually start on my BB cream. I start applying this. And I am not a fan of like heavy foundation. I just want something that covers the redness. As you can see, I have like redness on my nose and my cheeks. And this L'Oreal BB cream just kind of makes my face all one color instead of having a bunch of like red spots all over. And Kandee Johnson actually introduced me to this. She told me that I should use this, and I absolutely love it. So I just take my BB cream, and I'm medium. That's my tone or color, whatever you like to call it. And I like to create dots on my face. Like I do 3 dots on my forehead and 2 on my nose, and then 2 on my cheek, or my cheeks, and then 1 on my chin. I kind of look funny with all my BB cream dots right now, but the next step is that I take my Cetaphil Moisturizer, and my dermatologist actually told me about this. He told me that it would be like a good everyday like lotion or moisturizer to use, and I just take like a little bit of this, like a little dot on my finger, and I just place a dot right next to all of the BB cream dots that I already have on my face. And I do this just so that when I blend them all together, the BB cream takes on more of like a natural look, and it goes into my face like more natural, like a moisturizer, and it also makes my face smooth, and everything looks nice. So then I'm gonna take my fingers and I just kind of rub it all around together, push it all over my face, and it doesn't need to be perfect quite yet. Just kind of apply it all over your face, and around your eyes I kind of just tap in kind of like a motion, because if you smear under your eyes you tend to get wrinkles faster, and I do not want wrinkles. So I'm just gonna tap under my eyes, and then just keep rubbing in your circular motions or tapping motions all over. And yeah, I'm gonna rub over the redness and make sure you get it everywhere that you need it to go. And up on your forehead, I like to push mine into my hairline so that the color continues to like spread and it doesn't look like there's like a big line around my face. And I do that around my ears too. I push it like onto these and up on my ears and everything, so it all is one color and it doesn't look like I just like have my foundation line. Push, push, push. Okay, now that I've got it kind of applied, I'm going to take my beauty blender. It's this little like raindrop looking thing, and I'm going to just push it so that my foundation is more smoothed out and it doesn't look cakey. And again, you want to tap under the eyes so that you don't get those wrinkles. Some people like to tap all over their face, but I prefer to rub mine, but tapping works the same. It's just a different method. Next, I apply concealer, and I use L'Oreal Color Crayon, this Color Crayon concealer stick, and I am the Fairlight W123 color, but there's like 7 or 8 different sticks, so you can find whatever color or shade you are to use. And I prefer mine to be a bit lighter, because even though it's a concealer, I use it in kind of like a highlighter way, so I put it on my red spots in my T-zone. So I just like apply some right here on my nose, just a little bit, and down my nose, and then right here around, looks kind of funny, around my nostrils, and then a little bit on my chin, and then under the eyes if I need it. And then to blend it all in, I'm going to use my beauty blender again, but this time I'm going to tap, because you don't want to rub this one. That's no good. You want to tap it so it's in place and it highlights like you want it to. And this just makes the redness or darkness where you applied it go away.
To that little place where we used to go.
Now that we have made our face all one color and it's all uniform, I kind of feel zombie-ish almost, because I have no color. So this is when I apply my blush, and I have Bare Minerals French Kiss. Is that upside down? Okay, there we go. Bare Minerals French Kiss color, and I'm just going to take my blush brush, which is the Sigma Dew Fiber F50, and I just rub it on the blush like so, and then I tap some of it off in case I get like a ton of blush on there because I don't want a big red spot on my face. And then I always do it 2 fingers away from my nose, just because that way it looks more natural and not like it's all powdered on. 2 fingers away from my nose, and then I smile, and then I just start rubbing in a circular motion all the way up my cheek. And I do it towards my temple, that way it looks like I'm blushing, not like it was just like red. You know, in the movies when they have like the red circles and then like the freckles and the dots of little dolls. No, you don't want to look like that. So I'm going to circular motion up my face like so. And then on the other side, 2 fingers away from my nose. And then circular motion all the way up. Next, I apply my overall powder to make my face less shiny. And I use Makeup Forever powder, like the HD powder. And I just take my Sigma brush, and it's a large powder F30 brush, and I take my powder and I brush it on, and as you can see there's kind of a lot that comes on it, so you want to tap it a few times, or I like to tap the brush, that way it like kind of powders off, so I don't get a ton on my face, and then I just apply it all over my face, woo, that way it doesn't look shiny and kind of finishes that makeup. Next, I use my spoolie, which is this little like swirly brush, and I use it to shape my eyebrows. And at this age, I don't actually like fill in my eyebrows or anything. I just kind of leave them natural, but I do use this to shape it. And I just take it and I brush it like up and away from my eyes and my eyelids. That way it'll like open up my eyes more. And I just brush it up and I just kind of shape it. And there's no really like way or method to do this. You just brush it, like comb it through, and then brush it up and smooth it out, and then I'm just going to switch to this other eyebrow, up and away from my eyelids so it will open up my eyes. And then you're done with your spoolie. Next, I apply eyeshadow. I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Natural Nude Palette, and it's just this little palette, and it's got the same like natural colors. Oh, you can't see it. It's got like the same natural colors in it that like the Naked palette has, but it is a lot less expensive and smaller for those of us who don't use a ton of eyeshadow. And I'm going to be using this eye shading E55 brush from Sigma. And I take my white eyeshadow and I just kind of brush it onto the brush. And then I put it underneath this little arch in my eyebrow. And this is supposed to help like open up your eye. I think I actually learned this from a magazine, but I've been doing it for a while now and I really like it. So I'm just going to apply there. And then I also apply in the corners of my eyes, and occasionally I apply it in the inside lid of my eye, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to apply right here. And I apply on the corners of my eyes in here. It kind of makes it a little like white and shiny and sparkly. And then if you want, you can also apply it just like a thin coat on your eyelids as well, just to blend that all in so it doesn't look like there's random white spots. And that is all I have for eyeshadow. Next, I'm going to curl my eyelashes. I actually have a mascara like applying basic video, which I will put the link to below if you want to check that out for all of the details on how I curl my eyelashes and apply my mascara. But for now, the only difference in today's routine for my mascara is that instead of using the green Physicians Formula mascara, I am using the pink one. And there's not really a difference except for the color of the bottle that I can tell. So that is the only difference in what I'm going to be doing today. But first, you're going to want to curl your eyelashes. And I'm just going to curl them up like this. And then back down. And the other eye. For my first layer of mascara, I use Almay One Coat Thickening, and it is just this like dark kind of mascara. And I just apply a little bit of it. I like to blink on mine. I think that helps apply it better. And then I'm going to take my pink Physicians Formula mascara for my second coat and apply that as well. And then if you have any like excess mascara that's gotten on your eyelids or under your eyes, I usually take my makeup remover and my little, what is this called? Small angle E65 brush, and I just dip it in my makeup remover and kind of wipe off all of that excess mascara. And last but not least, for my finishing touch, I'm going to be applying some Bath & Body Works Frozen Daiquiri Lip Gloss. And it's just like a light, sparkly pink, and it's kind of just a neutral color, so I'll go with anything. And apply that. And we are done. Oh, and I need to take my hair out, of course, because that's not finished. Now, we are done. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my everyday makeup routine. And be sure to check out us at Instagram at Brooklyn & Bailey or Twitter at Brooklyn & Bailey. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye! Is anyone wearing pink? I'm not wearing pink.
I am.
You're wearing pink? Where? Oh, your lips are pink. Good one. They are pink. I don't use a ton, just enough to cover it. Okay, there goes the lid. Well, I'll get that later. I look so funny when I do that. Okay, and then, where'd my mascara go? Did it fall? What the?